Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back again to another episode of the Black Roses Part 1 Crime Mystery. Oh, sorry, I mean Unsolved Crime Mystery. Sorry about that. Okay, I repeat, welcome again to you to the Black Roses Part 1 Unsolved Crime Mysteries. Today, but I really can say about the bring you about another episode of the serial killer murder cases and everything about that you really need to know about it. Okay, but before we go any further, I just want to put this there. There's so many. Oh my god, check it this though. Okay, there's so many screws. I forgot to put back that. Sorry. And today I really bring you about another episode again for about what makes you really want to know that. Okay. If you want to know what I'm grabbing, this is my broken phone. It's really need to fix it, but I'm not sure is the LCD still have a stock or not. Yeah, sorry again. And yeah, today I will bring you about the episode of the Axeman. Okay, the Axeman. If you don't know about the Axeman, this guy is a serial killer, and of course about the so many victims just so they got it from this guy anymore. You know how that's scary because about the he's brutally just attacking on so many people with the axe, and really just stabbing just like this, really without feel guilty or something like that. And once again, I will bring you to this episode because about the I'm gonna to read more about it. So yeah. Okay, okay. Shall we begin? If we okay, let's do this. This is I found the first article from the Wikipedia. Okay, I read right now. The Axeman of New Orleans. So you can see now, the Axeman of New Orleans was an unidentified American serial killer active in New Orleans, Louisiana, and surrounding communities, including Gretna, from May 1918 to October 1919. Press reports during the height of the public panic about the killings mentioned similar murders as early as 1911. But recent researchers have called these reports into question. So this is really active in this is a serial killer just really active in New Orleans, Louisiana, and surrounding communities, including Gretna, from May 1980s to October 1990s. Really, that's a long. That's just past 1 years. Okay, I continue. The X-Men was never identified, and the murders remain unsolved. He mainly targeted Italian immigrants and Italian Americans. This leaves this possibility open that the killers were racially motivated, but as the killers was never caught, this was never conclusively proven. It is possible that the X-Men began his rampage in 1879 in multiple states until 1922 in Germany. This is the illustrated analysis of X murders March 1990s. This is it. See the picture. This is all. Maybe sorry about the quality of the camera is blurred because you cannot see it clearly. Okay, here it is. Not because of what I had no idea. This is a criminal status. This guy criminal has never been caught. Details: victims 6 deaths, 6 injuries. Span of crimes: May 23, 1918 to October 27, 1919. The country is just what I tell it's the United States and states of Louisiana. Okay, let's see the background. This is a Wikipedia page, so you can listen so carefully. As a killer epithet implies, the victims usually were attacked with an axe, which often belonged to the victims themselves. In most cases, a panel on a back door of a home was removed by a chisel, which along with the panel was left on the floor near the door. The intruder then attacked one or more of the residents with either an axe or straight razor. The crimes were not motivated by robbery, and the perpetrator never removed items from his victim's home. The majority of the Axeman's victims were Italian immigrants or Italian Americans, leading many to believe that the crimes were ethnically motivated. Many media outlets sensationalize, sensa- okay, sensationalize the aspect of the crimes, even suggesting mafia involvement despite lack of evidence. Some analysts have suggested that the killings were related to sex, and that the murder was perhaps a sadist specifically seeking female victims. Criminal, criminal, Criminologist Colin and Damon Wilson hypothesized that the Axemen killed male victims only when they ob- obstructed, obstructed his attempts to murder women, supported by cases in which a woman of the household was murdered but not the man. But not the man. A less plausible theory is that the killer committed the murders is an attempt to promote jazz music, suggested by a letter attributed to the killer in which he stated that he would spare the lives of those who play jazz in their homes. The X-Men was not caught or identified, and his spree stopped as mysteriously as it had started. The murder's identify the murder's identity remains unknown to this day. Although various possible identifications of any plausibility have been proposed, on March 30, 1919, a letter purported to be from the X-Men was published in newspapers, saying that he will kill again at 5:15 past midnight on the night of March 19th, but will spare the occupants of any place where a jazz band was playing. That night, all of New Orleans dance halls will fill into capacity, and professional and amateur bands play jazz at hundreds of houses around town. There were no murders that night. This is uh, this is the message from the X-Men. You can which I read it to you. This is something really creepy. You can see it here that hell, March 13, 1990, is the mortal. They have never caught me, and they never will. They have never seen me, for I am invisible. Even as the ether that surrounds your earth, I'm not I am not a human being, but a spirit and a demon from the hostess hell. I am what you Orleanians and you foolish police call the X-Men. Call the X-Men. When I see fit, I shall come and claim other victims. I alone, I alone know, I alone know whom there shall be. I shall leave no clue, except my bloody axe, besmeared with blood and brains of he whom I have sent below to keep my company. If you wish, you may tell the police to be careful not to reel me. Of course, not to die. The real me. Of course, I am a reasonable spirit. I'll take no offenses at the way they have conducted their investigation in the past. In fact, they have been so utterly stupid as to not only amuse me, but His Satanic Majesty Francis Joseph etc. But tell them to beware. Let them not try to discover what I am, for it were better that were never born than to incur to wrath of the X-Men. I don't think there's any need of such a warning, for I feel sure the police will always dodge me, as they have in the past. They are ones I know how to keep away from all harm. Undoubtedly, you Orleanians think of me as a most horrible murderer, which I am, but I could be much worse if you wanted to. If I wishes, I could pay a visit to your city every night at will. I could slay thousands of your best citizens, for I am in close relationship with the angel of death. Now, to be exact, and at 12:15 early time on next Tuesday night, I'm going to pass over New Orleans. In my infinite mercy, I'm going to make a little proposition to you people. Here it is. I am very fond of jazz music, and I swear by all the devils in the nether regions that every person shall be spared in whose for whom a jazz band in full swing at the time. I just have I have just mentioned it. If everyone have a jazz band going, well then, so much the better for you people. One thing is certain, and that is the sound of your people who do not just it out on the specific or it out on that specific Tuesday night. If there be any, will get the aches. Well, as as I am cold and cracked the warmth of my native Tartarus, and it's about the time I leave your early home. I will cease my discourse, hope, hoping that thou wilt publish this, that it may go well with thee. I have been, and I will be the worst spirit that ever exists, either in fact or real or fantasy, the X-Men. Well, I have no idea of what this guy wanted. Sending but these messages like this would kind of creep me out. It's just like a terror. The X-Men will be terroring everybody just already in the or New Orleans, because whatever he want, whatever he wanted is he just want to kill people without feel guilty, without mercy and no mercy, and just like this. And really, it's just attacking with some Italian Americans and Italian immigrant just like that. He just already really targeted these all people. But Castle Brother, really, I had no idea what the hell is wrong with this guy. But why this guy just want to attacking the Italian immigrant and Italian Americans. So that's really something strange, right? He just attacking these people, not others. I had no idea what just went in his mind. That's crazy. This is suspect, and you can see the photo here. Check it out. Very close. Sorry about it, because I once again the camera quality is not really good. I cannot show you so clearly, so you can see this photo, okay, or this picture. So I really read the continue again, while I know that something really need to digging more something need to digging for make sure about what happened next. So I shall continue. Yes, I must. Alright, listen closely. Crime writer Colin Wilson speculates the X-Men could have been Joseph Monfrey, a man shot to the death in Los Angeles in December 1920 by the widow of Mike Pepitone, the X-Men's last known victim. Wilson's theory has been widely repeated in other true crime books and websites. However, true crime writer Michael Newton searched New Orleans and Los Angeles public, police and court records, as well as newspaper archives, and failed to find any evidence of the man with the name Joseph Monfrey or a similar name had been assaulted or killed in Los Angeles. Newton was also not able to find any information that Mrs. Mistress Pepitone identified in some source as Esther Albano and other simply as a woman who claimed to be Pepitone's widow, was arrested, tried or convicted for such crime, or indeed had been in California. Newton notes that Monfrey was not an unusual surname in New Orleans at the time of the crimes. It appears that there actually may have been an individual named Joseph Monfrey or Monfrey in New Orleans who had a criminal history and who who may have been connected with organized crime. However, local records for the period are not extensive enough to allow confirmation of this or to positively identify the individual Wilson. Wilson's explanation is an urban legend, and there is no more evidence now on the identity of the killer than then was at the time of the crimes. Two of the alleged early victims of the Axeman, an Italian couple named Siam, Siambra, Siambra were shot by an intruder in their lower 9 ward home in the early morning hours of May 16, 1912. The male Siambra survived while his wife died. In newspaper accounts, the prime suspect is referred to be by a name of Monfrey more than once, while radically different than the Axeman's usual modus operandi. If Joseph Murphy was indeed the Axeman, the Siambras may well have been early victims of the future serial killer. According to scholar Richard Warner, the chief suspect in the crime was Frank Doc Monfries, 1875 to 1921, who used the alias Leon Joseph Monfrey or Manfrey. This is all the victims about this victim of the X-Men. You can be really carefully to see that. If you click to listen who's the victim, just already this guy killed them. The X-Men so brutally, really like a cold-blooded, without really feeling guilty, just want to kill any people in there. So yeah, let's continue. Victims: Joseph Maggio, an Italian grocer, and his wife Catherine were attacked on May 23, 1918, while sleeping alongside each other at their home on the corner of Upper Line and Magnolia Street, where they conducted a barroom and grocery. The killer broke into the home and then proceeded to cut the couple's throat with a straight razor. Upon leaving, he bashed their heads with an axe, perhaps in order to conceal the real cause of death. Joseph survived the attack, but died minutes after being discovered by his brother Jack and Andrew. In the apartment, law enforcement agents found the bloody clothes of the murderer, and he had obviously changed it into the clean set of clothes before fleeing the scenes. A complete search of the premises was not complete by police after the bodies were removed. Yet later, the bloody razor was found on the lawn of the neighboring property. Police ruled out robbery as motivation for the attacks, as money and valuables left in plain sight were not stolen by the intruder. The razor used to kill the couple was found to belong to Andrew Maggio, the brother of the deceased, who conducted a barber shop on Camp Street. His employee, Esteban Torres, told police that Maggio had removed the razor from his shop to this period to the murder, explaining that he had wanted to have a nick haunted from the blade. Maggio, who lived in the adjoining apartment to his brother's residence, discovered his slain brother and sister-in-law roughly 2 hours after the gruesome attack had occurred. Upon hearing strange groaning noises through the wall, Maggio blamed his failure to hear any noises related to the attacks that had occurred in the early morning hours on his intoxicated state, and he had returned home after a night of celebration prior to his departure to join the Navy. Police, however, were nonetheless surprised that he failed to hear the intruder, as he met a force into the home. Andrew Maggio became the police chief prime suspect in the crime, but yet was released after investigators were unable to break down his statement, as well as his account to an unknown man who was supposedly seen lurking near the resident prey of the murders. 2 is Catherine Maggio, was the wife of Joseph Maggio. Her throat was cut so deeply that her hand was nearly severed from her shoulder. Unlike Joseph, Kathy did not survive a long after the attack, if at all, and died before her husband's brothers found them. Louis Bessemer and his mistress Harriet Lowe were attacked in the early morning hours of June 27, 1980, in the quarters at the back of his grocery, which was located at the corners of Noise and La Harpe Street. Bessemer was struck with a hatchet above his right temple, which resulted in a possible skull fracture. Lohan was hacked over the left ear and found conscious where police arrived at the scene. The couple was discovered shortly after 7 a.m. on the morning of the attack by John Zanka, a driver of the bakery wagon who had come to the grocery in order to make a routine delivery. Zanka found both Bessemer and Lowe in the puddle of their own blood bleeding from their heads. The axe, which had belonged to Bessemer himself, was found in the bathroom of the apartment. Bessemer later stated to police that he had been sleeping when he was bashed with a hatchet. Almost immediately, police arrested potential suspect Louis Obicon, a then 41-year-old African American who had been employed in Bessemer's store just a week before the attacks. No evidence existed which could have proved the man guilty, yet police arrested him nonetheless, stating that Obicon had offered conflicting accounts of his whereabouts on the morning of the attack. Shortly after the attempted murder, Lois stated that she remembered having been attacked by a mulatto man, yet her statement was discounted by police due to her disillusioned state. The robbery was stated to be the only possible explanation for the attack, yet no money or valuables were removed from the couple's home. Obicon was later released as police were unable to gather sufficient evidence to hold him accountable for the crimes. Media attention soon turned to Bessemer himself, as a series of letters written in German, Russian, and Yiddish were discovered in a trunk at the man's home. Police suspected that Bessemer was a German spy, and Governor officer began a full investigation of his potential espionage. Weeks later, after going in and out of consciousness, Harriet Lowe told police that she thought Bessemer was in fact a German spy, which led to his immediate arrest. 2 days later, Bessemer was released, and 2 lead investigators on the case were demoted due to unacceptable for his work. Bessemer was once again arrested in August 1980 after Helen Lowe, who lay died in Charity Hospital after a failed surgery, stated that it was he who had attacked her more than a month previously with his hatchet. He was charged with murder and served 9 months in prison before being acquitted on May 1, 1919, after a 10-minute jury deliberation. Number 4 is Harriet Lowe was attacked while in bed with Louis Bessemer. As mentioned previously, Lowe was hacked about her left ear and found unconscious at the scene of the crime before she was rushed to Charity Hospital. Lowe became the center of the media circus, and she continually made scandalous and often false statements related to the attack. and the character of Louis Besumer, some of which are described in the preceding description. The time, the Times Picayune sensationalized Lowe and her outspoken nature upon discovering that she was not the wife of Besumer, but his mistress. A charity hospital source discovered the scandal when Besumer asked it to be directed to the room of Mrs. Harriet Lowe, and it was of Mistress Harriet Lowe, and was inevitably denied access, as no woman but the name was a patient. Besumer's legal wife arrived on Cincinnati in the days immediately following the discovery, which further inflamed the ongoing drama. Lowe further gained media attention as she repeatedly made statements which voiced her dislike of the New Orleans chief of police, as well as her reluctance to comply with police questioning. After the truth of her marital status was revealed publicly, Lowe told report from the Times Picayune that she will no longer aid the police of their investigation, as she suspected that it had been Chief Mooney who first informed the press of the scandal. Despite the scandal and her delirious statement which suggested that Besumer was a German spy, Lowe returned to the home she shared with Besumer after the attack. One side of her face was partially paralyzed due to the severity of the attack. Lowe died August 5, 1980, just 2 days after doctors performed surgery in an effort to repair her partially paralyzed face. Just prior to her death, Lowe told authorities that she suspected it was Louis Besumer who had attacked her. Number 5 is Anna Schneider. Schneider was attacked in the early evening hours of August 5, 1980. The 8 months pregnant 28-year-old sorry again, I really it's hard to spell it. 20-year-old of Elmira Street awoke to find a dark figure standing over her and was bashed in the face repeatedly. Her scalp has been cut open and her face was completely covered in blood. Mistress Schneider was discovered after midnight by her husband, Ed Schneider, who was returned late from work. Schneider claimed that she remembered nothing of the attack and gave birth to a healthy baby girl 2 days after the incident. Her husband told police that nothing was stolen from the home besides $6 or $7 that had been in his wallet. The windows and doors of the apartment appeared to have not been forced open, and authorities came to the conclusion that the woman was most likely attacked with a lamp that had been on a nearby table. James Gleason, who police say was an ex-convict, was arrested shortly after Schneider was found. Gleason was later released due to a complete lack of evidence, and stated that he originally ran from authorities because he had so often been arrested. Lead investigators began to publicly speculate that the attack was related to previous incidents involving the Zoom and Manuel. Wow, that's too much now. Joseph Romano was an elderly man living with his 2 nieces, Pauline and Mary Bruno, on August 10, 1980. Pauline and Mary awoke to the sound of the commotion in the adjoining room where their uncle resided. Upon entering the room, the sister discovered that their uncle had taken a serious blow to his head, which resulted in 2 open cuts. The assailant was fleeing the scene as their as they arrived. Yet the girls were able to distinguish that he was a dark-skinned, heavy-set man who wore a dark suit with slouched hat. Romano, although serious injury, was able to walk the ambulance once it arrived, yet died 2 days later due to severe head trauma. The home had been ransacked, yet no items were stolen from Romano. Authorities found a bloody axe in the backyard and discovered that the panel on the back door has been chiseled away. The Roman murder created a state of extreme chaos in the city, with residents living in constant fear of an Axeman attack. Police received a slew of reports in which citizens claimed to have seen an Axeman lurking in New Orleans neighborhoods. A few men even called the report that they had found axes in their backyards. John D'Antonio, a then retired Italian detective, made public statement in which he hypnotized hypno- hypnotized hypno- hypnoti- hypno- hypnotized that the man who had committed the Axeman murder was the same who had killed separate individuals in 1911. The retired detective cited similarities in the manner by which the two sets of homicides had been committed, as reasons to assume that they had been conducted by the same individual. D'Antonio described the potential killer as an individual of dual personality who killed without motive. This type of individual, D'Antonio stated, could very likely had been a normal, law-abiding citizen who was often overcome by an overwhelming desire to kill. He later went on to describe the killer as a real life Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Oh yeah, sorry about it. Why I'm just scratching my nose because my nose is have a little itching. It's not really good for me. So that's why. Don't think it. I just already do something really good with my nose because it's really itching. It's not really good for me. Then sorry about it. Once again, this is just itching only, and my nose is not really good anyway. You know what? I just really get sneezing, and that's not good for me. Okay, I continue right now. Charles Cortimiglia was an Italian immigrant who lived with his wife Rosie and his daughter Mary on the corner of Jefferson Avenue and 2nd Street in Gretna, Louisiana, a New Orleans suburb across the Mississippi River. On the night of March 10, 1990, screams were heard coming from the Cortimiglia residence. Rosso Orlando Giordano rushed across the street to investigate it. Upon his arrival, Giordano noticed that Charles Pontimiglia, his wife, and their daughter had all been attacked by the unknown intruder. Rosie stood in the doorway with a serious head wound, clutching her deceased daughter. Charles lay on the floor, bleeding profusely. The couple was rushed in Charity Hospital, where it was discovered that both had suffered skull fractures. Nothing was stolen from the house, but the panel of the back door had been chiseled away, and the bloody axe was found on the back porch of the home. Charles was released 2 days later, while his wife remained in the care of doctors. Upon gaining full consciousness, Rosie made claims that Orlando Giordano and his 18-year-old son Frank were responsible for the attack. Orlando, a 69-year-old man, was in too poor of health to have committed the crimes. Frank Giordano, more than 6 feet tall and weighing over 200 pounds, would have been too large to have fit through the panel of the back door. Charles Cortimiglia vehemently denied his wife's claims, yet police nonetheless arrested the two and charged with them the murder. The man who later be found guilty, Frank was sentenced to hang, and his body to life in prison. Charles Cortimiglia divorced his wife after the trial. Almost a year later, Lucy announced that she had falsely accused the trial of jealousy and spying. Her statement was the only evidence against the Giordano's, and they were released from jail shortly thereafter. Rosie Cort Number 8 is Rosie Cortimiglia, was the wife of the immigrant laborer Charles Cortimiglia. She was attacked alongside her husband on March 10, 1990, while sleeping with her baby in her arms. She was badly wounded by the Axeman, but survived the incident. What a lucky woman! Mary Cortimiglia was a 2 years old daughter of Charles and Rosie Cortimiglia. She was killed while sleeping in her mother's arms with a single blow to the back of the neck when she and her parents were attacked on March 10, 1990. Oh my god, poor girl. Steve Boca, a grocer, is number 10. Number 10, Steve Boca, a grocer, was attacked in his bedroom as he slept by an axe-wielding intruder on August 10, 1990s. Boca awoke during the night. Boca awoke during the night to find a dark figure looming over his back. Upon regaining consciousness, Boca ran to the street to investigate the intrusion and found that his head had been cracked open. The grocer ran to the home of his neighbor, Frank Genusa, where he lost consciousness and collapsed. Nothing had been taken from the home yet. Once again, a panel on the back door of the home has been chiseled away. Boca recovered from his injuries, but could not remember any details of the trauma. This attack took place after the emergence of the famous Axeman later. Number 11, Sarah Lawman, was attacked on the night on September 3, 1990s. Neighbors came to check on the young woman who had lived alone and broke into the home when Lawman did not answer. They discovered a 19-year-old lying unconscious on her back, suffering from a severe head injury and missing several teeth. The intruder has entered the apartment through an open window and attacked the woman with a blunt object. A bloody axe was discovered on the front lawn of the building. Lawman recovered from her injuries, yet could not recall any details from the attack. Mike Pepitone, number 12. It's number 12. Number 12. Mike Pepitone was attacked on the night of October 27, 1919. His wife was awakened by a noise and arrived at the door of his bedroom, just as a large, axe-wielding man was fleeing the scenes. Mike Pepitone had been struck in the head and was covered in his own blood. Blood spattered covered the material of the room, including a painting of the Virgin Mary. Mistress Pepitone, the mother of 6 children, was unable to describe any characteristic of the killer. The Pepitone murder was the last of the alleged Axeman attacks. You can see this photo there. See it? Here they are. And 7 o'clock with them. That was crazy. So this guy just killed about 12 people just over in a day. Can you believe it? 6 dead, 6 injured. The means 6 people still alive and survive, but they have a really serious injury. Just what they got in from this serial killer. Anyway, that's crazy. I have no idea what the motive is. We will never know, and that's why he just want to kill people without saying anything. Just want to kill them, and really reason just chisel it away from the window or something like that. Using the chisel to cut something, just like sawing something. That's like really crazy. I have no idea what this guy want. Why he's so really brutal and really cold-blooded to kill many people. We might never know. Oh, sorry about it. In my city, it's just only get rain. It's at the morning. You can hear that, okay? hear that. That because about it, it's just already falling rain at the since 3 days ago. Okay, that's just something really cool. That yeah, you can see that. This is a popular culture that I didn't read it because of what is too much. There is too much. Yeah, you can barely see it many times. No fucking way. So, do you interested about something really like this about the and really the story became so many crazy because we might never know who's the real of this X-Men. I mean, who is this guy and why he killed so many people. A total kill is a 12, 6 dead and 6 injured. We might never know who's the guy being it. We have no idea. Can't say, but whoever just already, whoever this is, the X-Men is will never know, never been caught. It's just this last message just already he's right. This guy writing is a he. This guy is a spirit, but I'm not sure because he's this guy is a bad spirit. I know it. You know how much I can be really claim that because he is a cold-blooded spirit. We try to kill everybody, kill so many people just like that. You know, I really claim about that he is the one is a really an evil guy just want to do something bad. You know, as you can see that, and that message is already really sending that it's really for God. He will do the same that he kind of like this job and what he want, why he really want to kill so many people, and who is this a real, who who is this, who is this the X-Men? Never be identified, never to be known, never be caught, and never know like, who is that. People really claim, but he's really attacking word, attacking with an X. He's not really, he's not using something, just like an X just already they buy or just from the store that and use it for the kill people. That's it. But really is 6 dead and 6 injured. That was something crazy. I had no idea what is this guy motive and why is this guy want to kill so many people with an X. Why he called why this guy they call it the X-Men. We might never know. Who don't knows about it, but we never know who is the real the X-Men's identity. We never know, and that's it. Okay, I thinking that's it for today. I really don't know what to tell you guys about it. I really have no idea who is this guy and why he killed so many people. And really is I have no idea. And because of what this is kind of stupid, you know. Sometimes about it really crazy. Yeah, well, you have no idea for sure. This is another, yeah, another article here, but really crazy is just not a good nonsense about it because we have no idea for this. So this is another thing, and really crazy is the X-Men just really get attacking so many people with it's different date about the one side from the 1980 to 1990s. It's really well what you can see that, and this is because about the really stupid. As you can see that the more time it's gonna be shit, right? Who the killer is, we never know, and that's it. Okay, I think it is time to end this this ended. I really hope you guys really well. I'm kinda sad, but I really love it because you never know that. If you have any story like a somebody like a serial killer, cryptic or urban legend, anything you have, but please just let me know that. Leave in the comment section below, okay? Leave a comment down here. Just leave that, and I will read after that. I will read it because it's just a really good question, or maybe that question I don't know that, but just just comment section below, okay? I really want to running more episode again for this time. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much again to watching, to hear me this story, this scary story, because I can do it without you guys, and I really want to while you supporting my channel anyway. If you have any support it, please just let us know, okay? Oh yeah, and I see you next time in other next video, and of course another time, and ciao and see you. Yeah.